Hello and welcome to Split Screen. I'm Max.
And I'm Cameron.
And we will be your hosts for this evening. Today we have the first ever tournament hosted by Split Screen, an event we are hoping to have every term. This time we are playing Smash Bros. For the Wii U. It will be a doubles tournament, single elimination.
This sounds absolutely savage. One loss and you're done?
Oh yes, it is definitely a cutthroat challenge. In addition, each team is allowed to choose a map they want to play on, matching with each match of a best of 3. The exception being the final round where it will be a best of 5 matches. If any match extends beyond the initial 2 maps, the last map will be placed on everyone's favorite, the final destination.
So at the end of all of this brutality, this unmitigated barbarianism, what will the winners, the 2 champions of this event, walk away with?
Not only do they get the satisfaction of knowing that they are the greatest duo on campus, but each team will also receive the newest addition to the amiibo collection, the Lucas amiibo.
Fantastic. We managed to get our hands on 2 of those bad boys before they sold out.
Of course, we aren't messing around here. I do believe that we are ready to begin the first match here. The red team consists of Brandon and Miguel, whilst the blue team will consist of Luke and Matt. So let's see who is going to go first, and what map they are going to choose, and what characters they will be using. All right, let's get this game underway. Let's check it out. We are looking at red team is taking on Lucas and Luigi, and the blue team is going with Sheik and Cloud. What do you think of that lineup? Do you think it's going to be a good choices here?
I believe the Sheik Cloud lineup is actually going to be fairly strong. There's no team attacks, so they can really really abuse their zoning capabilities and the reach of their weapons.
Now I know that Cloud is a newer character and he's got a very slow moveset, but working with Sheik, who's very quick, it might make a good choices here. Though I'm looking at Luigi and Lucas, I mean, they seem to work well already as a duo, leading the percentage higher here.
Yeah, Luigi and Lucas are really pulling out the harassment. They're bringing a strong high percentage on Cloud already.
Whoa, we've already got a knockout in the first, what is that, like 15 seconds of the game?
Yeah, 1 stock down already from blue team. That's going to be really rough going on in this game since the 2 players are holding on to 3 stock on red team with really low percents.
Well, we're looking at a fair setup of teams here. Oh, we've lost Lucas with no attempt of survival. Oh, he tried. We're gone, but that now matches the times up nearly exactly the same. If Luigi can recover, and he's down.
Poor recovery there by Luigi. I mean, there was some strong ledge guarding coming in from the blue team, but I think he really could have got back.
Well, we see now that red team is now down 2 stock. We still have 3 on Sheik. Sheik's been holding her own, even though she's sitting high on 86% damage. We're looking at a lot of team movement here. In fact, red team's on one side of the map, blue's on the other, and they're just facing back and forth.
Yeah, what it seems like is that blue team here is actually playing as a team while red team kind of wants to do 2 1v1s. It really helped them get the high percentages on the other team in the beginning, but I think in the end, it's going to backfire.
Speaking of high percentages, we just lost both teammates on blue team. Both just died while we were speaking, and there goes Luigi. Red's down 2-1, and we got 2-1 on the blue team as well, so it's evenly matched once again, though Lucas is looking pretty high on this percentage range.
Yeah, Lucas just took a pretty strong hit from Cloud over here, but with a quick grapple and throw, he really changed the tides of that position.
Seeing this come out pretty quickly right now. A lot of things are moving quick, and we're about to lose another one, but recovered on the right side of the map.
Lucas taking some pretty high damage in on the 2nd stock here, but if he can just stay away and get some poke off, I think that red team can definitely catch back up.
Now, Cloud is not using any time to charge up his special maneuver, which is really costing him a lot of what Cloud can do as a player. If he could just sit somewhere, find a way to get his down B. Oh, but he doesn't need it.
From Cloud.
Cloud is actually recovering on his own. If he gets the chance to really charge up, that would help him a whole lot in this game right now.
Blue team actually like I said, gained advantage in the stock here against the red team.
It's coming back. It's really coming up to a closer game, and there goes Cloud. Sheik is left to face on her own. Oh wait, no, gave up her own life.
Yeah, the shared stock came into effect there, but then Sheik quickly got knocked out.
So we do see that Cloud does have a lot of power out here, but I mean, Sheik was playing a strong game from the beginning.
Poor recovery by Lucas there. The stage really doesn't allow for that up B to happen on this. It's not very slanted, so Luigi's poor recovery really
yes,
didn't
it is always tricky to play with the
flat bottom stages.
Or with these characters from Earth, or what do you call that? What game are they from? Mother? Earthbound, that's what it is. Earthbound, from the Mother series. Of course, oh, he's getting the chance to charge up now, not given it by Lucas. Now that it's a one-on-one game, he's not going to find a lot of free time.
Yeah, the one-on-one one-on-one match here is showing a lot more technical skill from each of the players. Like Cloud's trying to play mind games with each other as they're playing really close in the neutral. Ness comes in really close though, not utilizing, or I'm sorry, Lucas, not Ness.
They're playing an excessively defensive game now.
Both players are really in, and that's a nice grab and toss up there.
The defense played on both sides is excessive at this point. I mean, there's not a lot of offensive moves, but that could be what saves this game. They only got
great hit coming from Cloud on Lucas, putting him pretty high. Lucas is much lighter character.
Lucas does have a lot of range to go up, but I mean, we're not looking at a lot of progression on Lucas's side, and he's fallen. Can he recover?
Let's see if he can get this recovery there. And
oh,
no,
there was no hope. That sends
no recovery. Blue team comes out victorious.
Blue team wins round
with a nice one-on-one there at the end of the match.
Absolutely.
That Cloud versus Lucas there was really strong.
It was a really great choice going with the Sheik and Cloud. Of course, I mean, we thought it was risky to allow Sheik to send off an entire life to give to Cloud in that setting.
I mean, in the situation, you don't want your teammate to be in a 1v2 situation. So I think that, yes, using the stock from his teammate was correct, but perhaps he could have been quicker on gaining because it looked like he waited a little too long.
It did manage to get a lot of recovery out there. And as you can see behind us, we are now selecting the next characters for this round. We're coming into round 2. We'll see what maps they pick. We are going back with Lucas and Luigi, different color pattern. And the blue team has switched it up entirely.
Sheik has switched to Zelda here.
Let's see what they choose. We're looking at, what's it gonna be? What is it gonna be?
I would like to see maybe a Smashville come out of this. Either
what are our options? We got Smashville.
Our battlefields are Battlefield, Smashville, Dreamland, Leyland Cruise, Town and City, Castle Siege, Delfino Plaza, Duck Hunt, Halberd, Congo Jungle, Skyloft, and Wuhu Island.
Wow, so there's a lot of options they could have picked from. They decided to go with Castle Siege here. We're looking at Blue Team has now switched to Roy and Zelda. We'll see what changes that makes, going from completely different styles of characters.
I mean, I believe the Roy skill set is a lot quicker than the Cloud skill set that, or the Cloud skill set that he was using last.
I believe that.
Game.
Yeah, that is true. We do have Lucas and Luigi back at it.
Well, actually, is this our Zelda player was the Cloud player last game?
Yes, that's right, yes.
So the Sheik player has switched to Roy.
It's still a quick character. Roy does have a lot of quick movement, not as quick as Sheik or as nimble. And we've already lost Zelda. Zelda's down one stock already.
The rest of the percentages are pretty even here between red and blue. Roy's coming in with nice rolls and dodges, just getting picks in and around.
Lucas is now sent off the right side of the screen, leaving red team down even on this. Oh, we're about to lose Luigi.
Yeah, Lucas missed 2 side smashes there, which left him pretty vulnerable from the side, getting hit by Zelda and Roy both.
It's a good recovery here.
Let's see if Luigi taking the front lines here, letting us get in and sneak around, and Blue team's stacking up, which is pretty interesting. They're not surrounding any of the characters.
It is a good maneuver to stay together as a team, but it can cause you to get a double KO if you guys are high on percentage.
And this is a moveset that the players may not be used to, as this tournament, the team attack is turned off.
Exactly what we just said. Both of the blue team players have just fallen off the screen. Luckily, we got Luigi falling off as well, keeping the even matches here. I think blue team will be able to take it again. Looking at Lucas's high percentage right now, we don't know how long he's going to last out there with 2 stock remaining.
Yeah, when the stage rumbles, these players need to be really aware of the changes. The change in width of the 2 platforms really is quite daunting and can cause you to lose the stock really easily.
Ooh, good block right there by Lucas.
This Ness is actually putting a lot of damage on the Roy, and then so is Luigi. The red team is really concentrating their attacks more on Roy and just kind of ignoring the Zelda.
Zelda's been tossed. Is Roy going to give up a life to her this time? This is what happened.
I believe if Zelda was going to take a stock, they should have taken it much sooner. Roy's going to be taking a lot of damage from the red team, but wow, he pulled out a great smash attack there and knocked out.
Luigi's fallen. Roy's still standing with two stock remaining. If he has the option to give it up to Zelda, it's possible, but he might not need to, looking at the high percentage that Lucas is holding. And
I mean, Roy was in a really high percentage there, and he could easily be knocked out by Lucas. Red team bringing the score back to even pretty much.
We're holding it pretty tight here. I mean, they're going to keep that defense going
nice grab
like they
from
do.
Lucas.
Lucas was the one to last out on the last time as well, so we know he's got good defense, but his recovery needs some work.
Yeah,
I
mean,
mean, he caught it there.
That up B recovery at the very, very end is pretty difficult to hit, and it actually hurts you.
They're just rolling around each other right now.
Yeah, these players are trying to play mind games with each other. The stage switch could have been really brutal, but it switched to the really, really wide version.
It's really a mind-boggling stage. You got to keep up with all the movement, all the braking fixtures, and it's struggle to keep up with the entire time. We're looking at 99%, 106% on Lucas.
Yeah, Roy bringing in a lot of damage and bringing out, just keeping the combos going. He missed it there, but I think with some strong guarding there, Lucas
some
pulling
excellent
off
edge guarding.
Wow.
Wow.
I don't even really know what
Recovery
happened
sending us on to the third stage, which, if I am correct, it is Final Destination by default. Is that right?
Yes. Game 3 is played on Final Destination, as there is no banning in the first 2 stages.
Wow, that was an incredible recovery made by Lucas there. He returns to the same character, as you can see, going with a different color. Going back to the gray he had in the first round, we've got Kirby and a potential random choice. That's a bold move.
I like that red team sticking with their roots and just knowing what they like, knowing what they play well, and they're just planning on bringing their skill with these characters into this Game 3.
They sure do believe in themselves. We're bringing back Sheik on the other one, if you can see behind us here. But that last game was very exciting. A great recovery by red team. We did not believe that was going to happen at the high percentage that we saw Lucas at, but with that excellent edge guarding and the toss that he had, excellent move.
I believe that the Sheik and Kirby combo is going to be really interesting. Kirby's not a very good solos Smash character, but when it comes to doubles, the amount that the multiple mid jumps that you can do off stage really leads for some fantastic offstage edge guarding.
We're looking at Final Destination here. Their final map they're going to play. The winner takes the gold in this move here. If they win, they move on in the bracket, going to face whatever team they face next, really.
I think if blue team were to focus their attacks on the Lucas here, concentrating on his low recovery, they could really punish the red team for their choices.
Now we
Lucas
know
super light gets knocked in the air from 100% and loses his stock on the ceiling.
Ooh, Kirby had a great hammer ready for Luigi there. This is chance. Oh, he gets hammered out. Kirby sent off the screen. Back
Stocks
to this.
evened up between
Stocks
blue
are
and red.
evened up right there. We're seeing Luigi's about to lose himself out there, as well as
A
Sheik
nice
sitting on high
side-tilted smash
percentages.
down there for Kirby.
Incredible recoveries on both sides, especially on Final Destination, where not only do you have to watch out for this thin stage, but you've got meteors flying overhead that can hit you while you're in the air.
Yeah, we're seeing some great neutral play from this Lucas, actually. He's getting fantastic hits on this Sheik and this Kirby.
A lot of work in this background here. I mean, take a second to look away from the action. There's a lot of detail put into the surrounding sides of this Final Destination map.
Yeah, the Final Destination, the whole background of the stage maker is pretty crazy, man.
Just flipping around. I mean,
spins around, flying through anti-gravity, flying through space. I mean, the stage looks like a meteor hit something.
Came a lot from its origin back in the earlier days of Smash Bros. I mean, this is a beautiful map to play on.
Sheik losing her first stock there.
However, we do not want to get distracted while you're in the game, as we see Lucas is already at 101% damage. We know he survives high with well damage, even at 111. Make a wish.
And this Luigi just got caught with a greedy jump move. Perhaps if he had done a half jump, he could have got in there and got more hits on the Kirby, but he's playing really well in the neutral, and he's trying to let Lucas play this nice zoning game with the lightning bolts, the PK fires.
PK fires? Is that what he says? I'm not sure at all.
I believe Ness says PK fire. I'm not quite sure on what Lucas says.
PK.
I mean, it might be PK bolt.
Oh, what a great
Kirby losing his
recoil
stock
there. Kirby
Great
sent down to
hit.
1, Lucas at 1, Luigi at 2, and Sheik at 2 as well.
And both those double stocks are really high percent. Like, this game is any man's match to take.
They've been holding these two teams have been holding each other pretty close on both matches now. Third match already, and it is pretty even up. We've got high and low percentages on both sides of the table.
There's a really greedy up B there from Sheik. Could have been really punished by the Luigi.
It's really greedy. You're getting greedy out there. You got to play this guy.
I mean, nice bouncing fish there, hitting the Lucas, coming from that Sheik.
Good moves.
High percentage is really kicking in on the red team
Oh,
now.
getting tossed off. Sheik has a recovery here and blasts in.
Yeah, that was a great recovery from Sheik. Sheik has some of the best recovery with the grapples and the up Bs.
Now what I notice is these teams, they play well as an individual.
Oh, nice hit coming from Luigi
of,
there on Sheik, though.
That was a great move, but they don't do a lot as a team. You don't see a lot of team maneuvering. Maybe
Yeah,
one weekends comes in for the strike.
I mean, red team has definitely been pulling off more of the combos, team combos of hitting the opposite team, whereas blue's been focusing a lot on 1v1.
That's true, and it's been working out
Kirby's
for them
knocked
so
out
far.
there, and there's no stocks one Sheik left to
Absolutely.
take back.
Kirby has been knocked off. We're looking at Sheik once again landing as the last man standing.
I think we're going to see a lot of Luigi aggressive play here, as Lucas is at a pretty high percent and could easily get knocked out by Sheik, evening up the match in percentage.
Sheik is going to have to play a lot of defense while the other side is comfortable with offensive maneuvering right now.
Oh, nice hit on Luigi there from Sheik, and if she can just land a nice maybe side smash or a quick up smash on Lucas, could really even this game up.
Not entirely sure that was their best option, just to fly into the middle of both players, but you know.
Red team had a really nice position there. They were surrounding Sheik and really getting rid of Sheik's ability to roll away and escape. But
Sheik still has a great opportunity to win this, as both players on the other team are leading on high percentage, higher than Sheik itself. And
nice attack
oh
from
no!
Sheik there, but knocked up in a really dangerous position. Nice down B from Sheik, slamming into Luigi.
They have the upper hand, but I don't know if they're using it, as they are getting launched all over the place.
Sheik is getting some fantastic hits here, and blue team's chance of victory is really, really starting to increase. Oh, nice hit from Sheik on Lucas.
Launched
both ways,
out of the
Luigi
map.
loses stock. Lucas is left at high percent. I think Sheik can really bring this in.
This is it. Comes down to the finale of these two teams. One team moves on, one team is eliminated in a single elimination tournament. It could be anyone here, and they're both playing very defensively.
If Lucas can really, oh, nice side
And
smash from
a
Lucas,
hammer
bringing
for the
in.
win.
Red team really, really squeaks by with that win.
Jeez, took him with the bat right at the very end. Red team comes out with the win. That will end our first match of the day. We're gonna be coming in with our second match here after a quick intermission. But I mean, that was an incredible game that we saw.
Let's talk
there.
about those games. What do you think, Max?
I definitely did not expect blue team to come back in the way that they did. Red team definitely had the upper hand, having 2 lives remaining against 1. High percentage all around the board. I did not expect a win there, but that was an incredible comeback.
Yeah, I think blue team probably should have stuck with their Sheik play from the very beginning, because what I noticed was the Sheiks was a lot stronger and the players seemed more comfortable with it. Whereas Lucas and Luigi on red team, they stuck with it the whole time and they really hammered their skills together.
That was a really good choice of theirs. I mean, they did, like you said, they held out, they kept the same players, they learned their maneuvering together, they did a couple combos, but it just didn't seem to work for them. Sometimes playing solo is what you need. If you can both are solid solo players, you've got it. And definitely Sheik had that going for him. But look at how many, we've got a lot of KOs on that side, the blue side, winning out over red.
Chemistry is really strong when it does come to Smash 4 doubles, though. And in a team of perhaps lesser skilled, mechanical skilled players, if they have good chemistry, they can really just take the games with interesting combos.
As you can see here, other teams are getting ready as we speak. They're setting up their characters, figuring out what maps they'd want to play, what characters are going to be using, even setting up their own controls for the game, which I didn't know people would do.
Yeah, players will often get used to regular button positions. They'll rebind the jumps to their triggers and just to improve their reaction times within the game. Because using the default controls sometimes is too slow.
So let's take a look at who's moving on from that last game. Blue team moved on. So what is our bracket looking like now?
Let me just bring that up here. So our bracket looks like moving on into the semifinals from round 1. Blue team is not listed in color. I believe that would be Brandon and Miguel, but I could be completely incorrect.
You could be entirely wrong. So the last team, as we can look at the bracket here, we're going to have some move on from blue team, who I can't tell who is going to be moving, but we'll have that updated eventually here. This time, red team is Wesley and Tommy, whilst the blue is Yuriy and Jack. So
let's get on to the game.
Let's get on to that game. They've already selected their characters.
Before the break, the characters were selected. Red team had Yoshi and Meta Knight, and blue team had Bowser and Captain Falcon.
It's going to be tricky choices because blue team's looking like they're going for some power-heavy characters, while you got a lot of movement that can be done on the red team.
Yeah, blue team's really trying to abuse, I think, they're really trying to abuse this no team attack rule set.
They're just utilizing what they can in the rules, and I mean that can help them in the end. We've seen it work before, and well, let's see if it works this time. Let's get this game underway then.
Not sure. Let's see
what map will they be choosing.
Let's
go back through, explain, and tell them what maps can be used in this tournament.
All right, yeah. So the maps that are going to be used are Battlefield, Smashville, Dreamland, Lilac Cruise, Town and City, Castle Siege. And let's just get to the game.
Well, is this Town and City that they've chosen? It looks like we're jumping into it right off the bat, and we're making a lot of moves, a lot of power moves out by Bowser. Keeping it real close into the center of the rink here. Not a lot of big movement, not a lot of use of the upper levels either.
Yeah, the town and city map choice is pretty interesting. I'm not sure quite how these characters can abuse the triple platform.
And the platforms are actually gone now, so they're limited to what they have on the floor as everything flies overhead. This is a Animal Crossing's map. Great game, very underrated, I would have to say.
Yeah? You're a fan of Animal Crossing, Ray?
Oh, I'm very fond of Animal Crossing.
I mean, some of the best matches in competitive Smash 4 are Animal Crossing maps. I mean, I believe Smashville is also an Animal Crossing.
Oh, really? I mean, there's always a lot of great options in these map choices here. I mean, we're limited to a lot of these flat base, heavy skill set maps. As you'll notice, there are no items in these games. That is part of the rules that we've established for this as well. Yet, we've had Bowser lose a life already, and there goes Meta Knight. We've got Yoshi on a high percentage as well as Captain Falcon, so it's playing pretty even so far. But we're seeing Red Team take a bit of a lead out there.
Yeah, we're seeing the two teams split into two 1v1s, which can be common in doubles, but not necessarily the best choice. I was really hoping to see a lot more team play coming out from the blue team specifically.
Captain Falcon's already lost another life, and Yoshi may not recover, and I was wrong. There's a recovery right there. Great use of the eggs to keep them floating into the back.
Yeah, that was a good job on Meta Knight there. The other blue team came to the side to try a nice edge guard against Yoshi, but Meta Knight really picked him out of that.
Bowser already launched out, left with one life remaining. Captain Falcon still holding on to two. Yoshi just knocked out, 2 on 2 there. 2 lives each for both of the players on Red Team. We're going to see where this goes from there. It looks like Red Team is absolutely taking a lead on these two. A lot more skill.
Red Team's comboing both blue players in the air over and over. Nice juggle coming out from them.
Absolutely juggling them, holding them in the air like a balloon, a deflated balloon.
Blue team, both high percents, low stock compared to Red.
Oh, we've got a lot of teamwork here on Red Team. They seem to know what they're doing.
That recovery from Meta Knight is just pretty insane with those multiple mid jumps.
Double kill right there.
A bunch of offstage stuff similar to Kirby, and Red Team's really just taking this game and
Captain
reeling
Falcon
it in easily
able to
against
land a
Falcon.
big hit. We're looking at Captain Falcon holding on to very low percentage, but only 1 life against
nice
the enemies
combo
of
from
two
the Red
teams.
Team. The Red Team is really showing a significant amount of teamwork here.
Now we're not going to pretend like this is just the end of the game already. Captain Falcon could come back, but it'd be terribly unlikely at this point.
His chances seem low.
It's really low at this point. I mean, Eddie's launched up.
Nice combos from the Red Team.
Wow.
Really showing quite a dominating display there in the first stage.
They absolutely know how to use Meta Knight, I can say that much. We've got a true winner there is Meta Knight, but Red Team comes out with the victory on that run. They've got another game coming here, and if they win that one, they go on to round 3. So we're going to let these teams pick their new characters. Looks like Red Team's going to stick with what they've got.
We got a
Blue
team
team
switch
is
up by
moving
Blue.
on.
Maybe they weren't feeling very confident about that Captain Falcon Bowser setup.
It didn't seem to work with them. They're going much smaller characters this time. Let's take a look at what is happening on the screen.
Let's see what the counter pick that comes out.
They're going with Battlefield.
Battlefield. We saw Battlefield in round 1, right?
They did not.
Oh no, we did not. We did not
were
see
at
Battlefield
Town and City in
the
round
first.
1. Round 2 here, they are going with Battlefield, and you can
I
see
meant
it.
in the first match.
Oh, the first match. No, I don't believe that this map has been utilized quite yet. It's a great map to use. A lot of the platforms are a great option to have in a map like this, especially for the Red Team who loves to utilize the bouncing and the.
Yeah, there was a nice edge trump by that Pikachu there and knocking that Meta Knight off, and then he came up and trumped the Pikachu off the edge too. Smash 4, I believe, is the first Smash that has edge trumping. You used to be able to hold the edge and you just edge hard, and your opponent just could not grab on the edge and they'd fall off.
Right.
But now when you grab the edge, it knocks the person off.
Oh, it does.
Yeah, and
That's a great added bonus there. Oh,
yeah,
we can see.
It brings in another level of skill when you knock your opponent off the edge.
We can see immediately the Red Team is resorting back to what their moves were in the last game, keeping
Meta
them
Knight with
lifted
a
in
nice
the
side
air.
smash there on Toon Link, taking away the stock from Blue Team.
You see, yes, 1 stock down on Blue Team from Toon Link. We're looking at Pikachu still flying high in the air. They're keeping him lifted. Definitely a good choice for Red Team at this point.
This has been some really exceptional Yoshi and Meta Knight plays from both players on the Red Team.
Whoa.
Well, Pikachu losing the stock there.
Great move by Meta Knight.
Red Team is just showing an excellent understanding of both their characters.
Ooh, lifted both of the players right there. Meta Knight's got
Nice
a great
down
way
smash
of
from
understanding
Pikachu
his surroundings. You can see every time that he gets cornered, he has a great way to flip around and add an attack right from behind, like he did right there.
Yeah, his awareness is really strong, and he's got. You can tell he's been playing Smash for a while.
You can tell this is a hobby. They are lasting. Red
Nice
team.
side smash there from Meta Knight again. Oh, I mean, sorry, I meant to say Nair there from Meta Knight.
We can see red team both holding on to very high percentage from both players.
Oh, nice
yet holding on.
up smash from Meta Knight, just knocking that Pikachu
Constantly
down
using
the
that
stock.
up smash to
Red team
save
just
itself.
losing its first stock.
Oh,
Blue
and
team
the
is down to
second
3
one
stock
right
left.
afterwards.
Fantastic play from this Yoshi, using those eggs to just deal
An immense amount.
any amount of gaining those percents on the enemy team from far away is just anything adds up.
We're seeing blue team come down to 1 life each. Red team holds on to 2 lives each and 0% damage. This
Since
is a
losing
long
those stocks
time.
almost 30 seconds ago, Red team took almost no percent.
They held on to 0% damage for a
Pikachu
very
quickly-
long time, which is rare for
quickly up to
players in
100%.
this kind of a setting. The teamwork out of red team has been exceptional, keeping players in the air, immobile, especially since they recognize their enemies are not very prominent in the air.
Missed combo there by Yoshi. Was probably expecting that Toon Link to drop that ledge. Oh, nice.
Excellent move there. Excellent move there indeed.
This Meta Knight is just dealing a lot of damage to the blue team.
Oh, risking his own life to take out Pikachu in the outer ring.
Yeah, that offstage attack there from Meta Knight is really strong. That's what I'm saying. Kirby and Meta Knight, they have this strong mid recovery, and they can just pull off punishing edge guard.
Toon Link did end himself there with a down A in the wrong position. Red team comes out with a victory, moving on to the next part of the tournament. That is it for blue team.
That was a
We're
really,
moving on.
really excellent display from the red team, and I'm excited to see what they can do.
So who was
in
playing
the
red team in
semis.
that game?
Not sure. I don't know the team colors and what the teams, but I'm assuming if somebody could tell us, we could get that information for you.
Beckoning on some information.
Yeah.
Absolutely great play we saw by red team there. Blue team held on to their own as best they could. And I mean, overall, we saw a win come out very quickly. If you can see the KO count, you know that red team had a lot of great hits, a lot of great moves. Meta Knight easily the victor in all of it.
I'm curious how long the red team's been playing together, because they really displayed really nice synergy with each other, and I wouldn't be surprised if they've been playing Smash 4 together since it came out, or maybe even other versions of Smash in doubles.
Yeah, there's been 4 different versions of Smash to come out. The skill sets change. The what do you call it? The strategies can change throughout games. I mean, I think my favorite Smash Bros was probably Melee, honestly. When
Isn't it everybody's?
I would think
it's very
so.
fast-paced compared to Smash 4, really.
It is, yes, and it has a lot of, it added so much to what was in the N64 version of the game. It elaborated on so many different characters, brought in entirely new basic skills and items. I thought it was such a great upgrade.
And it wasn't over the top like Brawl.
No, Brawl did take it pretty far.
It took it a little too far, if you were to ask me. But Smash 4 is a nice tone down from Brawl. I would say that they've really brought the essence of Smash back. The game is more slow paced compared to Melee, but the new characters, they bring a great change to the game, and
yes.
it's really interesting to watch.
Especially since there's still characters being added to this day. You're constantly getting new options to play, especially like Cloud was just added, Bayonetta was just added.
And Bayonetta has some crazy combos that once the players figure out in 1v1s, like there's really abusive, low percent stock removal from Bayonetta.
It's truly, yeah, and I love that there's a lot of collaboration with the community, especially for Mewtwo when they had that big opportunity where people could pick who they wanted to bring back from the earlier games. They chose Lucas and Mewtwo.
And like we were talking about in that game with the changes to edge hogging, the edge trumping in this game really speeds up the offstage presence.
Exactly, true. Now, I mean, there's a lot of confusing characters. Like, I know that Ness and Lucas have a lot in common as players.
As well as Link and Toon Link.
Or Pit and Dark Pit.
But in reality, they're much different.
They're entirely different. They have entirely different moves, entirely different bonuses, and what powers can do better. So, I mean, it's really up to the player as what they need out of a player. I mean, I have never really understood the difference between Link or Pit and Dark Pit. Do you understand that?
I'm not really sure. I've never really played the pits.
The pits are, I mean, they're good characters. They're typically can be very aggravating if someone wants to spam attack, especially in Brawl. I've seen that come out a lot, and a lot of moves that they choose there.
I mean, pits are a strong neutral game, right? They have range attacks, and I'm not really sure about the pits, honestly.
Intermission here, we're going to cut to the bracket, and we're going to hold it there for some time, but you stick around because we'll be right back with the third match, the third set on this bracket for the Split Screens Super Smash Bros. Tournament. So stay with us. All right, it looks like we are back with Smash Bros from Split Screen. Our tournament is up and running. We're going to make sure that our third match here is going to get ready. We're setting up character sets and names.
Players are just getting their names inputted and the controllers set to the right buttons.
Gotta
As you
make
can
sure
see,
they
X
have
and
the
Y
right
is both jumped there, and that can be a waste of space.
Is that what they're setting? The change and all that. So it looks like we can recap on what we've seen so far. We saw blue team from the first match win the round there, moving on up the bracket. Then we saw red team come back with a 2-0 win against blue team in the second match. Now we're coming in, it could be anybody's game still.
Yeah, in that last game, the red team really showed a strong display. I believe they ended that game with 4 stock openings.
No, it was incredible. They had a very great duo as a team. They kept themselves together, and anybody can win this still. I mean, they could come back to win the whole thing, or we might even see a new team emerge victorious. They, however, will not be playing until the 5th match of this game, which will be the semifinals as well. So we're getting our characters chosen right now, as you can see. All right, our third match of the day is ready and ready to get underway.
Our first pick out is Captain Falcon on the red team, and Ganondorf. Very similar play styles from both those characters. Oh, nope, the Ganondorf was a misdirection.
Well, he really wants it.
He's hovering over it. He's thinking about it, but no, he walks in with the Mario choice. In blue team, we have Pikachu and Cloud. And like we were saying earlier, Cloud's one of the newest characters in Smash 4.
With Bayonetta as well.
Yep, Cloud and Bayonetta, and his skill set's very slow. Who would you say it's similar to?
I mean, it's really hard to say with them. But our third match here is ready to get underway. Here we have Trenton and Yuriy on red team, and we have Robert and Nolan on blue team. So let's see how this goes. So we're looking at Cloud. Cloud is actually taking the opportunity to charge up his attack, which is something we didn't see the first time he was used.
Yeah, a nice side attack there from Cloud. Just knocking both players up and bringing his teammate into a position to get some extra damage in.
Now Pikachu can be a very aggravating character in flat maps like this, where he has the opportunity to fly up and just launch lightning bolts from the sky. We'll see if that's utilized too much. He is doing a lot of off-base guarding, keeping him away from the edge.
Nice hit there on Mario from Pikachu. This Pikachu's play is coming out really quick and it's being really harassing.
Mario is
nice
utilizing the
grab and
sky.
taunt from Pikachu as well.
Mario is sitting there utilizing the sky a lot more than other players are. Same with Captain Falcon is actually keeping it pretty low to the ground. Both teams are holding on to all of their lives so far, but you can see that Red
Nice
Team
double
is...
hit from Captain Falcon. This Captain Falcon seems to be playing a pretty neutral play style. He's staying away from maybe where Captain Falcon excels the most in grappling and just opting to punch and get those percents on the blue team.
You can see a lot of recovery is done very well right now. Nobody is falling off. Everyone's holding on to all their lives. Red Team is up in the 120s, 130s now.
Both players in high percent, both getting hit by Cloud there with the double stock loss from the Red Team. Fantastic side smash from Cloud.
Excellent move left right there. That is what you get when you charge up that special move, which he is doing already.
Nice hit from Captain Falcon there. Blue Team's just getting hit. Every attack coming from Red Team is hitting both players of Blue Team, and that might be their downfall.
Oh, this is that other, the other map we were talking about previously with the Animal Crossing's layout.
Captain Falcon is playing pretty passive there, opting to stay quite
Oh, and
far
he did it
into the mouth and
again!
just loses that stock from a low percent with that Cloud charge of attack. That attack's really strong.
Oh, absolutely. Cloud utilizing that move and being able to charge up the attack really makes all the difference for the Cloud character. And I honestly do believe that if they utilized that in the first round, Blue Team would have had a better chance of winning this game altogether.
Oh, nice double hit there
They
coming
did
out from
win.
the Blue Team on the Red Team. As you can see, the Blue Team still has all 6 stock.
And he gets him again with the same move, watching Captain Falcon. He's very far out.
Strong
Having a
edge guarding
lot of
coming in from Cloud and
percentage.
Pikachu right here. Pikachu sending out those bolts, keeping that edge unsafe to land on, and Cloud just ready for the jump ups and just knocking players hard away.
Captain Falcon already knocked out of this match. Mario still lasting with 2% on him, or with two stock with a very
Cloud
high
got another
percentage
attack
on
charge
him.
up there with nothing from Mario. So Red Team's opted to just keep both stock on Mario here since he was at a high percent instead of taking it and leading into another
Which
Captain
really
Falcon
might
one.
not have been their best bet, especially given now Mario is at 1 stock, and the other team is still sitting pretty with all 6 that
All
they
6
started
stock. I mean, they're both at pretty high percent, so we can definitely expect to see Mario to get at least 1 or 2 stock knocked out.
with. We would at least hope so. We don't want this to be a skunk
But I mean,
game.
Blue Team is really punishing,
launched him.
Mario in this 1v1 and
Oh,
quickly knocks
wow.
out. Blue Team just dominates over the Red, not losing a single stock in that game.
What really helped them a lot, and you could tell, was Pikachu, as a fast character, was able to hold a lot of the enemies at bay, while Cloud had that opportunity to charge up his attack
Constantly,
and come in
just,
with a win.
Yeah, Pikachu was zoning the other team really well away from Cloud, and he just easily charged up.
Easily charged up. It was a very quick game, very fast, and we're already moving on to the second round of
Quite a
this
fantastic
third
dynamic,
match.
and Cloud doesn't even have to worry about hitting Pikachu with his attack, as this tournament has no team attack on.
Which is more concerning that they decided to switch the character out. I mean, with the Cloud, who came in with so many great moves.
With all that Cloud damage, I mean, maybe they
might have
expected that the other team really caught on to the playstyle there.
It could be that, or, you know, Bayonetta as a new character has a lot of great skill sets. It's not utilized as much, and maybe they have it. Maybe they know what they're doing.
I mean, Bayonetta has some really strong combo potential, and so maybe with Pikachu's harassment, getting everybody up on the high percent, Bayonetta can just knock them in and just chain those combos together. And just
Seems like Red Team recognized Cloud's potential and is utilizing him for himself. You see their pink guys use. Oh, and we've already lost Bayonetta, so it might not have been their best choice to switch the character out as they did. We got Captain Falcon in here now, though, which could be helpful as well.
It's
Pikachu
interesting to
stayed
see
on.
that the Red Team almost switched to what the Blue Team was on.
Pretty much switched sides. Pikachu didn't change though, so.
No. Pikachu coming in there nice with
could
that
be
lightning
helpful
bolt
to them.
zoning attack. And all Pikachu getting high damage on the Captain Falcon there with that side B.
I mean, we're not seeing Blue Team able to work as a team as well as they did before, given maybe the usage of Bayonetta, so 4 into them would be much trickier to get a true advantage out of.
Yeah, I mean, judging by the play that that player had on Cloud, it's not surprising that they may not be as experienced with Bayonetta, as both the characters are very new and just not enough time to practice both to that level.
Speaking of which, Bayonetta just lost another life, leaving her with 1 left, but that's okay, because now
Captain
the
Falcon
stocks
quickly
are now
loses
evened
stock.
out.
Pikachu's still holding on to 3 stocks though. I wonder if Bayonetta will opt to let Pikachu keep the stocks, or if stock is lost from the blue team?
I personally find it to be wiser. If Bayonetta goes down again, should definitely take a stock from Pikachu. Pikachu would not be able to hold out on its own against Cloud and Captain Falcon, both very powerful characters. Can't hold out as it is already. The change of characters has done a great work for Red Team. Red Team is now able to power on, especially with such strong characters like Captain Falcon and Cloud.
Yeah, the pace of the game has seemed to shifted really early on with just those character switches. A strong side B there for Bayonetta though, hitting Cloud for a pretty high percent.
We're working on a map like this with a lot of tilting, a lot of edge to work with, and not a lot of aerial troubles that they can use. I mean, it's all up to the players to fight it off.
When you have complicated recovery sets, the stage can be pretty difficult as the edge seems to drift away from you right as you're getting to it.
Absolutely. And it seems as though
Cloud loses out on the grab there.
The stock is even out. The game is coming closer to a real game here.
All the percentages are pretty similar, though Cloud's really low. Oh, nice damage coming out from Pikachu there.
This has been a great game so far, actually. I mean, we're seeing them, we're fighting for it, and the
Red team's just getting juggled around there for a minute.
Blue team is actually taking the lead now, which we didn't expect starting this. And it could be a closeout game.
It's any man's game right now. The percentages are almost identical with the same amount of stocks on both teams.
Not anymore.
Nope, Captain Falcon taking some big hits
Looking at high 70s and high 100s, I mean,
Pikachu's really trying to take advantage of these platforms with his down B lightning bolt attack to try to disjoint the damage.
I don't know where this changed. There's a lot of movement on screen, a lot of work going into the players' choices of what they're going to attack. I mean, Pikachu utilizing a lot more defense at this time.
That was a nice switch time there on the Cloud, though, from the Bayonetta just a moment ago.
Ooh,
saving
Bayonetta
Pikachu
knocked out, but before she did go, you could tell that she started figuring out how to play the character a lot better.
Right.
They definitely surely figured out that this character doesn't work well on the edge, makes a lot more
Pikachu evening it up by knocking Captain Falcon up right into the top blast zone.
This could be anyone's game right now. Blue team could take the win in match 3 right here if they can get rid of Cloud. The same could be said. I mean, they go on to round 3 if Pikachu goes down.
Great execution there by Pikachu, using that lightning bolt to get Cloud away from the edge so that he can safely land.
It's always a good choice to land.
Oh, nice hit there on Cloud. I mean, from Cloud onto Pikachu. See, Pikachu's just really utilizing those lightning bolts to protect himself when he comes back. This is any man's game. Both players a high percent. Pikachu's a little lighter than Cloud, but
the percentage
strong
is
edge running. A nice up smash from
it's
Pikachu.
Gone.
And Blue team
takes
it again.
2-0.
That's 2-0.
That's 2-0 on
moving
Blue
on
team.
to the semifinals.
Red team getting knocked out of the tournament, leaving the Blue team to move up in the bracket. We're going to be coming up to match number 4 this time without a round 3 out of that game. I mean, that was truly incredible work. I definitely did not think Blue team was going to take that win.
Yeah, no, I was really expecting Red team to pull that one off and bring us into a third game. It would have been interesting to see if they would have stuck with Bayonetta on Blue team.
I definitely don't think that would have been
seem to pay off
right
as strong as the game won.
Bayonetta surely didn't work for him, where he was the leading scorer in the last game. Having Cloud as an option, having those power moves is a very good choice. I don't know a lot about Bayonetta's moveset since she's a new character, but I know she's a lot more better on the ground than she is in the sky, and that is.
Oh, I mean, I don't know. She has some really strong sky combos because she can abuse low percentages, calming them in the air, and then knocking them off of that edge blast zone.
That is true. That would
but
make a great.
You are correct in the ground play, strong
Very
with
strong
the side smashes, those fists coming up, hidden down, hidden everywhere.
I mean, Bayonetta as a game itself is always a very powerful move, but that it actually has a lot of aerial.
And I think maybe the biggest downfall in that Bayonetta play was the lack of strutting.
That's true. There was not enough strutting.
I mean, those boots, they're made for walking, and they will
Stilettos. Stilettos, those are.
Yes.
With guns built into the heel. I mean,
guns, stiletto heel boots.
Stiletto, always strutting. The lack of strutting really did cause a downfall.
I mean, we saw some Captain Falcon struts, no Bayonetta struts.
I mean, even Pikachu struts if need be. Some struts in the sky, might you say. The aerial move was great for both teams, but it came out. Blue team comes out on top, moving up in the bracket.
Yeah,
We're switching out our players here now.
Blue team definitely earned that in game 1 with that strong play. That Cloud Pikachu play, Pikachu just keeping the red team on the ropes, on the edge, so Cloud could charge up and just get quick stocks taken off with large smashes.
Absolutely, absolutely true. Getting the big moves is very important for the low percentage game, especially because once you reach a higher percentage, any knock can send you flying. You got to get the points high, and that's going to be done with a lot of quick moves and a lot of bold attacks. You got to be bold in this game.
Yeah, we're seeing actually some great play coming out from some of the teams here at Split Screen's first Smash 4 tournament.
The very
Our first tournament ever.
To ever be held, a live tournament put on right now, what you are watching. So, I mean, stay tuned with this because we're going to be coming up. We're looking like we're bringing in the next team right now for match number 4.
Yeah, the teams are they're just going to, apparently we're just going to be waiting on maybe one player from a team just for a little bit. But as we wait, the teams will set up their controls, they'll warm up those fingers, we'll get everything ready to go. Yeah.
So yes, as we've seen, I mean, we had the first match. The first match, we actually pushed it on to a third round where we saw Final Destination. If you've stuck with us this long, you saw the last 2 matches ended in a 2-0 sweep. We brought a red team up in the brackets. If you take a look at the brackets here, we might not have it updated, but at the same time, we can see what we have before. The first team there went into a third match, came out of it, just barely saved themselves to come out with a win. The second team, a very great team duo. They utilized every possibility they had and came out with a win. A lot of aerial moves with what they had was Yoshi and Meta Knight, and stuck with their players, which is always a good choice.
Fantastic offstage edge guarding, just keeping
absolutely.
those players, not allowing them to recover, just knocking them through the air over and over again.
Keeping them high like a
utilizing their high recovery and just in the range attacks. It was just fantastic play from those.
Absolutely, and as we saw in this last game, in this last match, the first round was very strong with the great team duo using Pikachu to keep things at bay, and then having Cloud come in to win it over in the end.
Yeah, this tournament today has shown that team play can definitely trump individual skill.
As you see,
we saw teams opting for 1v1 setups, but every team that ended up working together, focusing on one person, saving each other, comboing together, those teams have come out victorious as the strongest.
That's absolutely right. And as you see, we've updated the bracket here. We're moving on to our 4th round after we get these teams set up, and we'll see who comes out on top there. That's going to move us into our semifinals after that, so got to be sure to watch in. Stick around for that as well. So we're setting up our controllers and our characters right now. Once we have that, we can move on to that round. But I mean, we can talk about the last match as much as we can to say, you know, it's true what you say. Team effort and working as a unit is very important for this game. And as we saw, Blue Team did that very well in the first round. Second round, they switched up their characters, and I did not believe they were going to win it, but they took it right to the 2-0 sweep.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to vote for a team, but I'm really interested in seeing these 2 teams that pulled off the team sweeps. I mean, just the 2-0 sweeps fighting each other. I mean, they're on opposite sides of the bracket, so it won't be until the finals that they would see each other, but that could be a very, very interesting finals.
Very interesting finals indeed. So we're gonna see. So we're gonna take a break now, but you stick around as we come back to our match 4 of Split Screen's very first Super Smash Bros. Tournament. So stay with us. We'll be right back. welcome back to Split Screen's first ever in-studio live tournament featuring this time Super Smash Bros. For the Wii U. All right, we're about to get started on our last game of the day. We have John with Lewis on the red team.
I believe that's Luis.
Luis, I'm sorry. And then Michael with James on the blue team.
Unless Forrest walked in, we're not sure.
We are not entirely sure at all. However, we can take a look at who they're going to be playing with this time. It seems as though the choices have been made for their characters, and they're waiting
Yeah, it
for
looks
the
like the
ready to
team's
go.
already picked their characters. We have the red team with Link and Captain Falcon, utilizing just a good neutral game and a good close, up-in-your-face fighting game from Falcon.
Right on.
Blue team, same. They got Little Mac and Lucina. And Little Mac is a fantastic neutral game character.
A very good character
his
for a ground move.
Yeah, his ground game is just super strong. And he just, if he can stay planted, he can build high percentages on the enemy team.
I'm not entirely sure what these players are doing to their characters.
Little Mac's got some fantastic arm muscles, and
you can see
they're
that
just
they're
rubbing
really
up on
referencing
those
the arm
biceps.
muscles. The arm muscles do look great. They are showing them off there. Let's get this game underway.
I mean,
let's do it.
Everybody just wants to get in on that Little Mac arm muscle.
Absolutely.
Rubbing.
Absolutely need to.
It's like the Buddha of Smash 4, I would believe.
You can see Little Mac is actually using the gamepad to play this time, opposed to every other player that we've seen tonight utilizing the GameCube controller.
Yeah, this is the first time in any tournament I've ever seen somebody utilize anything but the GameCube controller.
It looks like they've chosen Battlefield as their map of choice for round one.
Yeah,
so
Battlefield's just the 3-platform setup is going to be interesting for Little Mac, as to get some players, they can just avoid him because he wants to stay on that main platform, that crown, and get in those, just all those little A attacks so that he can build up his KO hit.
Now this is Battlefield is a map that utilizes aerial maneuvering very heavily, and that's going to be tricky for Little Mac, who is such a low aerial player. He plays on the ground almost specifically.
Yeah, and Link can really utilize those strong up attacks with these low 2 platforms.
Yeah,
if a player's on them, he just gets a lot of damage from down below and just knocks him up, and then Captain Falcon come in, grab him, throw him in the air. Captain Falcon, though, losing quick stock there.
Looks like Little Mac's up with his KO.
Yeah, his KO's up, so the other team, they gotta hit him, they gotta get his KO away, they gotta avoid him. Whatever they gotta do, just don't want to get hit by this smash.
Absolutely not. That KO can end both players at the same time if it needs to.
Double side smash from the red team there on the Luciano, though. And Little Mac just loses his stock already.
Little Mac down, Lucia down, and now we have it. Red team has taken a lead, but Link is sitting on a very high percentage, so it could, and he could be sent sailing right here.
And just missed the recovery there. Nothing his teammate could do about it.
I think he had the option. If he could have sent out his grapple, he might have been able to save himself, but at that point it might be too late.
Yeah, I believe he was too far away from the edge to land that grapple edge.
It's always an option. Always
Little
a
Mac's
chance.
close to getting that KO smash up again, and it'd be really nice to see one of those hard-hitting boxer punches.
Well, he's got it He's got it set up right here. So if he can land a nice punch on Captain Falcon, send him sailing, which he did. Little Mac is high on percentage here. So is Lucina. Everyone's pretty much got.
Yeah, red team's just juggling the blue team right now, keeping him in the air, gaining the percentage on him, but a nice hit on the Captain Falcon there.
It's a very even set game right now.
Oh yeah, but great Link down.
And there goes Little Mac.
That dare from Link was super strong, knocking Mac into the stage, knocking him up in the air, getting rid of stock from the blue team.
Now we see Lucina's trying to hold on as well. We just lost Link, as you saw. Little Mac still holding on to 0%, but Lucina's sent off the map.
And I mean, Captain Falcon seems to be really holding on to this 150% to his stock. He's just taking damage from the sides, but he keeps recovering, he keeps getting back.
He's returned once again with 2 stock.
Oh, nice side smash.
And comes in to make some big moves.
Man, Captain Falcon just cannot be tamed.
It cannot be stopped, Captain Falcon.
Nice tilt-up attack, and aerial
there
attack
he
from Captain Falcon. Now, I think he's going to recover from this one, Max.
Another
Captain
recovery.
Falcon, another recovery. High percentage, 181.
That is excessively aggravating to the other. And there he goes.
Little Max KO smashes up too. Luciano just hanging in there at high percentage as well.
He got knocked out there.
Oh, We have Link playing a kind of zony range game, but just gets punished, gets knocked off stage. Now it's a 1v2 for Captain Falcon on the red team, Little Mac Luciano on the blue team.
Now, Captain Falcon can easily take the game here if he doesn't do something like that and loses all of his balance off the map, leaving Little Mac Luciano with high percentage. Definitely could have lost it there.
That was a nice edge trump there from the blue team.
Very lucky recovery.
I don't think he was ready for that.
That was excessively lucky for the blue team there to survive in that way. Wow. Definitely could have given it up to the blue team, so I believe that we might actually have the chance to see a third round this time because those teams are very evenly matched. It looks like everyone's going to be choosing new players this time, or at least it looks like they're going that way. I mean, we saw there the gamepad might not have been the best option, but it did keep him alive.
I don't know if it was the controller that really messed with him. I mean, Little Mac played a very strong game. He got good attacks in. He kept on the ground. I mean, there was a point where red team was juggling blue team pretty strongly, but they took the game back. They calmed it down. They brought the pace to their side, and they closed it out.
That's true. Now it looks like we're going with Zelda, Ganondorf, Little Mac again, and a new character, Karina.
It's interesting. They chose Zelda and Ganondorf. I mean, it's like they had Link from earlier.
They're really sticking to the Zelda franchise, and you know,
and Ganondorf plays a lot like Captain Falcon, so I wouldn't be surprised if the Captain Falcon player is also pretty inept. I mean, not inept. Sorry, pretty well adept to Ganondorf.
Now, it's confusing here, given the fact, especially that in history, Zelda and Ganondorf don't get along very well. So let's see how they. I mean, maybe they do. Maybe she does it to herself because it seems every single time this chick gets captured by Ganondorf. So let's see how they work together in a team base here.
Yeah, it's a pretty. Seems to be a pretty neutral game right now.
Duck down.
Players are just getting hits where they can, and then this little duck hump dog comes up, ruins everything for an attack there.
That son of a. All right, so this is a new map we haven't seen being played out here in this setting yet. Many maps we've seen repeated. This is a new one.
Little Mac gets taken out while his KO's up.
Wow, Ganondorf doing their hurt on these teams, launching both of them out.
Back-to-back loses stock there. Red team both sitting at decently high percentage, and Zelda gets knocked out, losing his stock to the red
ducks fly
team.
away.
Oh, Ganondorf's out too. The match is pretty much evened up. 2 stocks per character, both teams.
I did not realize that the dog is actually a platform.
Yeah, the dog's a platform, and when you're lining up a side smash and the dog just happens, or you're like doing a roll or a dodge and the dog just stands up, ruins everything.
That'll get you for sure.
It's pretty frustrating at times. Also, you can there's ledges on the tree. You see where Ganondorf landed, and that little bush also acts as a ledge.
There are hidden ledges all over this map.
Yes, hidden ledges in Duck Hunt.
That's great.
I believe you can also use.
Oh, what happened there?
I believe you can also utilize the ducks to block ranged attacks, aerial attacks.
Ooh.
Yeah, Zelda getting knocked out. That's the end of the stock. We'll see if she'll take stock from Ganondorf, but he's pretty high percentage, and losing that stock, that would have been a
there we
bad
go.
move.
Zelda is now knocked out of the game entirely, leaving Ganondorf with only 1 life remaining. Little Mac still got 2 stock. Corinne only has 1. Little Mac's high percentage could be launched at any time. And there he goes.
Gets knocked away. Commentators curse there, Max.
I'm sorry. I apologize to you, Little Mac, but you still have this game on lockdown if you could take out Ganondorf.
I mean, the Little Mac play coming in is just, it's been really high level. He keeps on the ground, knocks up the percentages, and lets Corin come in and just knock people away like that.
That was blue team that won the first round, right?
Blue team did win the first round, just by
now we can see that,
and Little Mac
there they go. Corinne knocked out Ganondorf with very high percentage, and yet another sweep for our final game here. We only saw 1 3-round game. I mean, that was an incredible round we saw there. It could have been anybody's game, and it was really quite a toss-up. A confusing map, but it was legal map use.
Yeah, that was our last match of the day.
That absolutely was our last match of the day, and it leaves blue team moving on. And if we get an update on the bracket, we can take a look at who will be moving into the semifinals for the next one. And as you see, it hasn't yet updated, but blue team will be moving on. You'll see the semifinal lineup that you can see there when we come back next week. But that concludes our first day of the event. Next week, we will be broadcasting the semifinals and the finals here live in the studio. And for you who are watching at home, feel free to stop by and be a part of our live audience for this event. We are located on the 4th floor of the Student Experience Center, so join us then on Wednesday at 6 p.m.
And don't forget, hit us up on all our social media. We got Facebook, Twitter, Most especially, though, hit us up on Facebook and Instagram.
All right, as always, I have been Max.
And I'm Cameron.
And until next time, keep on gaming. And this has been Split Screen's first ever live tournament featuring Super Smash Bros. For the Wii U.
And boy, was it great.
Have a great evening, everybody. We'll see you next week.